I took the cleaning job because I thought nothing bad could happen when you're holding a mop. Compared to late-night convenience store shifts with drunk customers, or izakayas with angry managers, an empty office building sounded peaceful. Just fluorescent lights, carpet, windows, and the quiet hum of air conditioning. My name is Haru. I'm a university student in Tokyo, and this happened during my second year, when my bank account balance was always under 1,000 yen and I was desperate enough to take any job that paid extra for late-night work. The building was in Shinjuku, 18 floors of glass and concrete, full of companies whose names I recognized from ads but didn't really understand. They used the day. We got the night. The cleaning company paired me with a senpai for my first shift. His name was Mori-san, thin, maybe in his 40s, with hair that looked half burned away and permanent shadows under his eyes. "You're Nishida Haru?" he asked, squinting at the clipboard. "Yes," I said. "Nice to meet you." He handed me a blue uniform vest and a pair of thin gloves. "Put those on," he said. "And listen carefully. This building is easy if you follow the routine. It's hell if you don't follow the rules." "Rules?" I asked. He nodded toward a laminated sheet taped inside the janitor's closet. At first glance, it looked normal. 1. Collect trash from all office floors. 2. Vacuum hall carpets. 3. Mop hard floors. 4. Restock toilet paper, soap, etc. Below that, in a different font and smaller letters, were other rules. A. Do not mop the stretch of corridor directly in front of conference room 7C, skip it. It is already clean. B. If you hear a vacuum running on a floor you are not on, ignore it. Do not investigate. C. If a door has a sign that says already cleaned, do not open it. Move on. D. Never use the emergency stairwell between floors 6 and 7 after 2:13 a.m. E. If you see another cleaner in any window or glass behind you when you're alone, do not turn around. Wave, say "Atsukaresama," and leave that floor. Someone had underlined E 3 times. I laughed nervously. Some kind of initiation joke? I asked. Like a horror theme for night shift? Mori didn't laugh. "I didn't write those," he said. "They were here when I started. Some of the older guys said there used to be more." "More?" He shrugged. "Don't worry about it," he said. "Just follow them. It's not our job to understand the building. We just keep it from getting too dirty." He said dirty like the word meant more than dust and trash. The first few hours were normal. We started on the top floor, 18, and worked our way down. Most lights were on motion sensors, so as we moved through, they blinked awake in rows, then faded behind us. The air smelled like printer toner, old coffee, and recycled air. The offices themselves were off limits. We only emptied bins left in the hallways and cleaned common spaces, break rooms, toilets, corridors. "This is an easy building," Mori said, pushing a cart stocked with liners and bottles. "No restaurants, no childcare, nothing that creates real dirt. The worst you get is the 12th floor bathroom on Monday morning." "What's on 12?" I asked. He smirked. "A consulting firm," he said. "They drink too much coffee and lie to too many clients." We did 18, 17, 16 without incident. On 15, I started to relax. By 13, the hum of lights and the rhythm of bag tie, bin lift, cart roll had put my brain in a kind of trance. By the time we reached 10, Mori checked his watch and frowned. "I'm going to handle the loading dock and trash compactor," he said. "You can take 9 and 8 on your own. They're easy. Just the toilets, corridors, and break areas. I'll catch up on 7. "Alone?" I asked. "Better get used to it," he said. "Nobody wants this job because of the hours, so we're always short-handed. You'll be fine. Stick to the checklist." He hesitated. "And the extra rules," he added. "Especially if you start to hear other machines." He left before I could ask what that meant. The 9th floor was dull. Carpet corridor, glass-walled meeting rooms, a vending area with microwave and sink. I collected coffee cans from recycling bins and food wrappers from trash, wiped down the counters, refilled paper towels. When I vacuumed the corridor, nothing strange appeared. Just dust and the occasional paperclip. The only weird thing was a door labeled "Utility, no entry." Someone had taped a smaller sign beneath it. "Already cleaned." I remembered Rule C. If a door has a sign that says "Already cleaned," do not open it. I didn't. But I slowed down when I passed it, listening. Nothing. No hum of fans, no whir of machinery. Just silence. Must be a server room, I muttered. Or storage. The word already nagged at me as I finished the floor. Already cleaned when? By whom? We were the only cleaning crew contracted for this building overnight. On 8, the layout was the same. Except for one corridor. The lights at that end of the floor were dimmer, as if the tubes were older. The carpet was slightly darker, the walls closer together. The door numbers read 801, 802, 803. Halfway down, my vacuum started to whine. I turned it off, checked the bag, checked the cord. Nothing obvious. When I turned it on again, the motor screamed like I'd jammed it into gravel. I lifted the head. The carpet in front of me looked fine. No paper clips, no visible dirt. No dust. Nothing. It was too clean. Not the normal, we just vacuumed this clean. It felt like something had polished away more than surface crumbs. The fibers all lay in the same direction, flat and uniform, as if no one had walked there in years. I remembered Rule A. Do not mop the stretch of corridor directly in front of conference room 7C. This wasn't 7C, but the feeling matched the words, skip it. It is already clean. The door on my left read 8C. The one on my right had no label at all. No company plaque. No number. Just a small, white laminated sign at eye level. Already cleaned. The vacuum's motor dropped to a low growl, like a dog that smells something behind a door. I backed the machine away, heart beating faster for no good reason. Okay, I said aloud. Skipping this. I turned around and cleaned the other side of the floor. When I glanced back, just once, the unlabeled door looked slightly open. Just a crack. Enough to see very clean darkness inside. I found Mori on 7, wiping down the vending machines with a cloth that smelled like citrus cleaner. How were 9 and 8? He asked. Uneventful, I lied. What's with all the already cleaned signs everywhere? He didn't look at me. If it says already cleaned, we don't go in, he said. Did you? No, I said. Good, he said. Some messes don't like being touched twice. He moved to fill the coin return trays with the same mechanical calm as always. I almost dropped it then. Almost said, there's a door with no number on 8. And a corridor that's too clean. Almost asked, who cleaned it? If not us? Instead, I asked, what about the other rules? The vacuum one? He finally turned. You haven't heard it yet, he said. Maybe you won't. Some people work here for years and never meet anything. Others. He shrugged. Others quit on the first night. He patted my shoulder. You made it halfway, he said. That's better than some. It wasn't exactly encouraging. We took a short break at 1:30 a.m. in the staff room on 5, drinking canned coffee and eating onigiri from the machine. My body felt heavy. My brain floated in that weird space between exhaustion and over-alertness. Outside the small window, the city glowed. Red aircraft warning lights blinked on towers. The streets far below were mostly empty. Do you always work nights? I asked. For the last 10 years, Mori said. Doesn't it get to you? I asked. You know. Not seeing sunlight. Cleaning places you never get to see in action. He thought about it. Daytime is messy, he said. Noise. People. Lies. You can't tell what a place really is with all of that in the way. He sipped his coffee. At night, what's left is what sticks, he said. Stains that don't wash out. Smells that come back. That's the building's true face. You talk like the building's alive, I said. He raised an eyebrow. You've used public toilets, he said. You know some places are more alive than others. I laughed. It stuck in my throat. A faint noise drifted through the door. Whirring. Persistent. Like a vacuum cleaner. Maury's face tightened. He set his can down slowly. It's 1:37, he said quietly. We finished vacuuming at 1. Maybe the daytime staff left one on, I said. They never do, he said. They'd yell at us about electricity bills for a week. The whirring grew louder. The sound came from above. From the 6th floor. He stood. Stay here, he said. Shouldn't we? Stay, he repeated, more sharply. If anyone asks, you've been here with me the whole time. He stepped into the corridor and closed the door. The vacuum sound cut sharply, as if someone had unplugged it mid-run. Silence pressed in. I stared at the staff room door, pulse in my throat. Seconds crawled. 1 minute. 2. 5. Senpai. I called eventually. Mori-san? No answer. Something cold moved through my chest. I stood up, trashing my can, and opened the door. The corridor was empty. The lights hummed. My cleaning cart waited where we'd left it. The stairs to 6 were just at the turn. Before I could talk myself out of it, I went up. The 6th floor corridor looked the same as all the others. Gray carpet. Glass office doors. Emergency exit sign glowing green at the end. Halfway down, I saw it. The vacuum. One of ours. Same model, same company logo sticker. Its cord trailed across the floor toward a wall socket. It was on. The indicator light glowed. The motor whirred. The head glided slowly over the carpet, with no one holding it. At first, my brain refused to process it. It must be on a slope, I thought. Or pulled by someone around the corner. Or the cord lifted into the air. Not all the way. Just enough to look like someone had hooked it over an invisible arm to keep from tripping. Then it settled again. The vacuum turned. Neatly. Traced a perfect rectangle pattern along the edge of the wall. Like we'd been taught to do. Mori-san? I said, throat dry. If this is a test, it's not funny. The vacuum stopped. The motor continued to spin, but the head froze in place, as if whatever had been pushing it had suddenly noticed me. The indicator light blinked. Once. Twice. Then the vacuum rolled toward me. Not fast. Not threatening. Just purposeful. Like a dog that's decided to greet someone. I stepped back. My heel brushed against something. A shoe. I glanced down. A pair of work shoes sat neatly side by side against the wall. A damp uniform vest hung on the door handle above them, dripping onto the carpet in slow, dark drops. Maury's name tag dangled from the pocket. Maury. The drops were not water. They were too thick. Too dark. My head swam. The vacuum stopped at my feet. For a heartbeat, I thought I saw a shape attached to its handle, a hand, pale and faint, curled around the metal. Then the emergency exit sign at the end of the corridor flickered. The vacuum shut off. The lights went out. All at once. Total darkness is not like closing your eyes. When you close your eyes, you still see red behind your lids, shapes, afterimages. This was nothing. The kind of black that feels like depth instead of surface. My breath came loud. I fumbled for my phone. The screen lit up my hand, my chest, the vacuum at my feet. Nothing else. No walls. No ceiling. Just the vacuum in my own shoes. The air smelled like dust and copper. My cleaning company had given us a building access app that paired with RFID tags in our vests. Now, on my screen, the app had pushed a notification. Route update. Corridor in front of conference room 7C is already clean. Skip to next section. We weren't on 7. We were on 6. The app refreshed. The floor number at the top blinked. 6F. 7F. 8F. An error icon appeared. Location, unknown. Status, cleaning in progress. Something moved in the dark beyond my phone's weak light. Not a shape. An absence. Like a patch of deeper blackness peeling itself off the rest and sliding closer. The vacuum's handle rose slowly. As if someone were standing up, using it for support. A voice spoke, very close to my ear. "Don't run," it said. "You'll only track things where they shouldn't go." It wasn't Maury's voice. It wasn't anyone's normal voice. It was the sound the vacuum made turned into words, the scrape of bristles, the hiss of air, the whine of the motor. "You're the new one," it said. "You read the rules." "That's good. The building likes ones who follow rules." My throat closed. "Where's Maury-san?" I asked. The darkness thickened. "For a while, he cleaned where he shouldn't," the voice said. "He opened doors with the wrong signs. He listened to the wrong noises. In this work, some stains rub off on you. He got too much on him." The uniform vest on the door handle dripped faster. Dark drops speckled my shoes. I stepped away instinctively. The vacuum moved with me, staying exactly at the edge of my phone's light. "You're careful," it said. "You skipped the corridor on 8. You obeyed already cleaned. You came to check when you heard another machine. That was not in the rules." "I came because he told me to stay," I said. "I broke that one." "Ah," the voice said. "You listened to the wrong person instead of the right rule. That happens." The emergency exit sign glowed faintly in the distance, like a drowned light seen through deep water. "Some dirt belongs to clients," the voice continued. "Some dirt belongs to time. But some belongs to us. The cleaners. We are supposed to carry it out of the building. Sometimes it carries us instead." A shape flickered at the edge of my light. For a second, I saw a figure in a damp blue vest, turned away, pushing the vacuum like a man pushing a stroller at midnight. It was identical to every cleaner I'd ever seen. Except there was nothing above its collar. Just empty air. "Can I go?" I whispered. "I won't come back. I'll quit. I'll never clean again." The voice hummed, as if considering. "Quitting doesn't erase footprints that have already dried," it said. "But the building is full. The rooms with no numbers are occupied. The corridors that are too clean are already claimed. We don't need another permanent worker. Yet." The vacuum handle lowered a little. "Follow the rules," it said. "If you hear a machine where you aren't, ignore it. If you see already cleaned, leave it. And if you see us in glass behind you, pretend you didn't. The building will let you walk while it has space." The darkness pressed close. "On one condition," it added. My mouth was dry. "What?" I asked. "You will write down the rules for the next one," it said. "In the closet. In the coffee room. Wherever the new ones can see. Fresh ink holds better. Old ink fades." My phone battery dropped from 42% to 1% in a blink. The screen dimmed. In its last light, I saw the corridor again, normal and solid, the carpet, the walls, the emergency exit sign. The shoes by the door were gone. The vest was gone. The vacuum sat unplugged against the wall. The phone died. The overhead lights snapped back on. I stood alone on the 6th floor. My heart hammered. The only sound was the hum of electricity. "Senpai." I croaked. No answer. Just the distant ding of an elevator somewhere below. In the end, I did what the voice asked. Back in the janitor's closet on the ground floor, with my hands still shaking, I took a marker and added to the laminated sheet. Under the old letters, I wrote, F. If a senior cleaner tells you to ignore the rules, ignore him instead. Then, underneath, without thinking, I added, G. If a cleaner goes missing on your shift, and the building stays quiet, you owe it one set of rules. My handwriting looked wrong. Too neat. Too similar to the lines above it. Maury never came back. The company said he quit. The building access app revoked his tag the next day. His name on the schedule was replaced in the system by mine. Nishida, you're on building A full-time now, my manager said. You lasted the first night. People who last the first night usually stick. For once, I didn't want to be told I had potential. I lasted 3 more weeks. During that time, I never again walked up to a floor where a machine was already running. I never opened any door marked already cleaned. More of them appeared, slowly, on different floors. I never mopped in front of conference room 7C, even though the floor there sometimes looked muddy in my peripheral vision. Once, on the 11th floor, I saw another cleaner in the reflection of a dark window behind me, blue vest, head down, pushing a vacuum slowly along the corridor. I was alone. I kept my eyes on the glass. Raised my hand. Atsukaresima desu, I said. The reflection paused. Then copied the gesture. When I turned around, the corridor was empty. My cart stood where I'd left it. The carpet behind me was very, very clean. That night, in the staff room, a new laminated rule appeared on the wall. Same font. Same tone. No one admitted to writing it. H. If the corridor is already clean, don't ask what was there before. I quit after that. Told the company my classes were too heavy, my parents were worried, my health was bad. They docked my last paycheck for the uniform vest I forgot to return. Sometimes, late at night, when I walk past office towers in Shinjuku and see a single bright corridor in a dark building, freshly vacuumed and shining, I wonder who's pushing the machines. If you get a night job cleaning and the senpai laughs off the rules, read the paper in the closet carefully. Those rules aren't there to scare you. They're there to tell the building you know its terms. And if you ever see a door in an office that has no number and a little sign that says already cleaned, remember, some stains stay where they are. Some follow whoever tries to wipe them away. The smartest thing you can do is leave them alone and walk away while the corridor still lets you.